talk about this showdown. Exactly what baseball needed. The two best players going head to head for a championship. Shohei Ohtani. Oh, matter of fact, they're teammates. Let's not forget that. Shohei Ohtani versus Mike Trout. USA versus Japan. WBC championship game. Just give me your thoughts on the at bat.
Man, that moment, like I had to call my kid. He was asleep. I was like, "Get your ass up! Get over here! Watch this. This is history. You may never see something like this again." So my son's like, "What?" And we're watching, and it just a moment, like it was just ridiculous. It was it. You couldn't ask for a better moment, a better at bat, a better pitch. You could not. It was like everything baseball rolled up into one. I just wanted to eat it, smoke it, whatever. It was great. Otani, like I- Mike Trout was always just a little bit too late on the fastballs, and then that slider was filthy, and
Disgusting.
and I was just like, what the hell? And I was more my whole mentality was like, I want to know what's going to be like the next day in the locker room. Like
Right.
Otani and Trout, they fuck around with each other, and that he probably walked in and was like, so it was an awesome moment. It, I baseball fans, they were the real winners. It was
Definitely.
it was just a moment that will be cemented in baseball lore forever. And I'm just happy I got to see it. It was, like I said, it was just the greatest moment I felt like in a long time in baseball. I felt like it was just something needed. It was a great WBC, and the best way to end it.
Uh,
It's storybook.
right. I have like the same thoughts, but a little differences.
Like I had the same thoughts, but different. It sucked.
No, like because the big takeaway I had from it is honestly, Shohei Ohtani is like he's light years ahead of everybody. Like because I do consider Mike Trout like the best American baseball player we have. But at this point, Shohei Ohtani is the best baseball player in the world, which
Yes.
is a big difference. And he showed it. I'm sorry, just like the drama of that game, Shohei Ohtani not only getting a base hit, I think he had hit a ball like I think the exit velo was like 114 or something like miles per hour, something like that. So you guys
Yeah.
can fact check me. I don't remember off the top of my head, but he hit a ball so hard for a base hit, and then you see him running to the bullpen in like the sixth or seventh just to get ready for that moment. Then he has to run back and hit again, right? And then he's setting up for the ninth. He's gonna close it, right? And I'm talking to my wife, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's definitely gonna close because there's no way they're gonna have him warm up and not
Oh
run
yeah.
like, and he comes in, of course, he walks Jeff McNeil, right? So already I'm like, okay. And then, like, and as much as I love Mookie, I'm sorry, but 101 down the pipe, double play. Like
Yeah.
nothing you can do with
No.
that. Nothing you can do with that. And then the Trout at bat, like you see, like the energy, you see, like the John Smoltz, Joe Davis, they've been hyping this. This is the moment we all wanted, right? And Otani, not even phased, not even like thinking about like, oh, it's my teammate. Doesn't even back off the mound and like soak it in. First pitch, 100. Like you gonna eat this? Like second
Yeah.
second pitch, I believe it was a slider, was off the plate, and then two fastballs back to back, 101, then 100 off the plate, and now Mike Trout is down in the count, and he breaks off the nastiest slider I have seen in at least 5 or 6 years. Like
Yeah.
it was disgusting. Like that ball looked like a strike until the absolute last second, and he just made that left turn, just and
Yeah.
there's nothing he can do. There was nothing he could do, and that let me know that this is a man playing with boys at this point. There's
Yeah.
nothing you can do. It to make Mike Trout look that foolish, like it.
Well, Well, just to put it in perspective, I was reading the stat yesterday that out of Mike Trout's 16,000 at bats so far in the major league, he's only struck out swinging on three strikes like 0.39% of the time. So it's like some ridiculous stat. Like I think it's like a total of 24 times ever. And then it happens at the WBC with Ohtani. It's just like it just shows you how great Ohtani is.
We talked about it after the at bat, and I told you my thoughts. Trout looked so overmatched. He was so late on those fastballs. Like
Yeah.
you wasn't gonna hit that.
No.
Like there was nothing. Like to me, the most he could have wished for was him to hang a slider,
Yeah.
and he wasn't hanging nothing.
No.
Like
Nope.
and that's just the level of talent to be able to do that. But also the biggest takeaway for me is that for the first time I feel like in my life since like the steroid era, baseball had like center stage. Baseball was the biggest talked
Yep.
about thing. The NHL, you have players like mentioning how hockey needs to do what the WBC did, and they want to face the world's best and things like that. So kudos to Major League Baseball for pulling that off. But also, here's the downside to it: it's never gonna be what it can be because teams aren't gonna allow or want their players, the real world's best. They're not gonna
Hmm.
want them to compete in this
Yeah.
to potentially hurt them or risk a World Series for this. There's
Yeah.
nothing you can do. Some people are saying like, oh, they should move it to August and like give players 2 weeks off to compete in this. No team's gonna do that. Some saying, well, leave it in March and just make the best players play. They're not gonna do that. Like there's too much risk involved. So that's the only thing that sucks about it because let's be honest, Merrill Kelly starting a championship game is not ideal.
Yeah.
Like you would want, if I'm America, you want a Scherzer on the mound, you want uh Garrett Cole, you want these guys in the
Yeah.
championship game, like a Clayton Kershaw,
Yeah.
whoever, right? Merrill Kelly, no offense to him, not that guy.
No.
But you have what you have, right? And they did the best they could, but really, I feel like in the future, if they really want to amp this, they got to find a particular like time and schedule to put it to where the players can really play, and we can really see the best versus the best.